episode of Budget Yatra from Indore. In this special episode, we'll not only visit boardrooms but also busy streets of Indore. We'll go to Chappan Dukan as well as nightlife of Sarafa Bazaar to explore. But let's get started with the boardroom visit of Shriram Life Insurance Company first. Budget Yatra has now reached the office of Shriram Life Insurance Company in Indore, and we'll try to understand from MD and CEO himself what are the expectations from the budget. Let's go. Mr. Jain, good to see you.
Good to see you, Ankur. Welcome in Indore.
Thank you. And ET Now is doing a Budget Yatra where we are visiting all the major cities of the country. And this is not just limited to Mumbai and Delhi. We are taking the stock of the situation. We are talking to retail investors. We are talking to citizens. And we are talking to companies like you to understand what are the expectations from the budget.
Okay. There can't be a better company than Shriram, because we are the company which represent the true Bharat.
Definitely. And that is why we want to understand from you the expectation this time from the budget.
Okay, thank you.
But Mr. Jain, first of all, you have a lovely office in Indore, and one of the few life insurance company which are headquartered in Indore.
Yeah, so Shriram is different. If you see the model of Shriram, we serve the Aam Aadmi. So our general insurance company is headquartered in Jaipur.
Right.
Life insurance company is headquartered partially in Hyderabad and Indore. And since we cover the tier 3, tier 4 town, every second policy which we sell is a rural policy.
Now,
so with that, our head office cost also becomes quite reasonable, being in the tier 2 town and tier 3 town, because we are very, very frugally managed group.
That is perfect. And who can forget the kind of FDI I would say now, which has come in the company. We'll come to that. But now let's discuss about the budget. What are the expectations this time if you talk about the budget session per se? First, I'll ask you that and then I'll come to the specifics.
So I think before budget, this government has given a big boost to the industry. They have realized that GST in insurance has to abolish. And that has given a good starting point for an insurance industry, especially from an affordability point of view.
Right.
Now, the next big thing which we are looking from the government is they have to encourage people to save for a long term. If you see, the protection gap in India is very high. Long-term annuity is also taxable in India.
Right.
Now, these two things also if government do, then really it's going to be a big boost for the industry. And particularly life insurance is not a short-term contract. Definitely. It's a long-term capital which is available for the government. So our request to the finance minister is, if that ATC, which is not looked from long, only 1.5 lakh rupees is the rebate there.
Right.
If that can move to a bigger limit, and annuity, if it can be made tax-free, these two reforms will definitely help the industry in a long term.
You spoke about the specifics. I also want to understand a bill which has come in right now and introduced already there in Parliament, Sabka Suraksha bill. How will that change the insurance industry per se?
See, it's a welcome move. Insurance business requires a lot of capital. There's a highly capital intensive business. People say that it takes first 10 years to even come for a break even.
Right.
And as I said, that India is a country which is having a huge population and the market is huge. The insurance penetration is even less than 4%. So when the country is growing, the affordability is growing, awareness on insurance is growing, people are having more disposable income. This welcome is, this 100% FDI is a great welcome, so that a lot of foreign partners can come. And as you know, India is always a less capital market.
Right.
So capital is required for a long-term growth and stability of the sector. So it's a welcome move.
Now the GST reduction is something which is from 22nd of September per se. How much of the impact is there on the ground you see in terms of business?
See, in terms of business, if you see life insurance industry, whatever we do in first 9 months, the balance we do in next 3 months. So as it is, December, January, February, March gives almost as high as 60% the overall business.
Right.
But after the September GST improvement, we have seen a great December. December, the growth over last year, the industry generally grows by around 8 to 10%. The company like us is growing at a much larger pace. Our this quarter growth should be around 25% over last year. So the growth is there. The message has gone to the customers that the government has given a big, in a way it's 18% cheaper for a common customer because of the GST impact. So I'm sure the demand will go up.
So the expectation is there. It's like a pre-budget boost already there for the life insurance company. Now, to reach to another level or that parabolic shift, what are the requirements which government should enable?
As I said, this government is a very proactive government.
Right.
So there's not much we can expect in the budget except the tax thing which I have already spoken.
Yeah.
The second thing is now we need a stability. Stability especially from a long-term point of view, because when the foreign partners come with a huge capital or any businessman invests a huge capital, he really want a long-term plan.
Right.
Next 5-7 years, a stability and a predictability. So we really don't need much except that tax benefit, and rest all the industry will take care. And as our Prime Minister has already said, insurance for all by 2047. So we are working in the direction, and all whatever required support is there is already being provided.
One of the other things which has been talked about in the industry has been composite license.
Yeah.
How do you think this will help for a group like you particularly and overall for the insurance industry?
See, the composite license is really a good move. If it happens, the same distribution can be used for multiple choice. The customer will definitely get a better benefit, because instead of agent representing one insurance company, he can present the product of all the companies, which will be good, and the customer will have a choice. So in long term, it will definitely help insurance penetration.
Also talking about the cost per se, companies have been taking hits sometimes themselves for passing on the GST.
Yeah.
We have seen different kind of models. By when do you think that auto correction mode will be over, and particularly the volume game as we talk about, that shift will happen for insurance industry, and what are the steps needed for that?
So there are 2-3 things. One, as I said, that the tax benefit, so that the customer is motivated enough to invest for a longer period. Putting insurance as one other product is not a good move. It should be treated as a long-term product. Second is the awareness. Insurance awareness is still very low. So if the government, although industry is doing along with the Life Council, and a lot of advertisements are going on, but if the government can take this, because as I said, the protection gap is very, very low. And if the government can give some incentive for people to buy a pure term plan, because still the pure term plan is not much in India. The selling of that plan is not much. So as I said, the GST has given affordability. If a tax break also can be given, it can give a motivation for a customer to save for long, which will be good for the both industry, country, and the customer.
Another talking point for the insurance industry per se has been open architecture mechanism.
Yeah.
How do you think this will benefit companies? And of course, I mean, this is benefit for one or may not be good for others. But overall, do you think for the insurance industry, this will be better for consumers and companies?
See, it will always be good, and I'm quite vocal on this. Open architecture is required because the customer should get a choice. Right. The company which is having a better product, the customer will get that. So open architecture is always a very good move, especially since we come from the background where our focus is more in tier 3 and tier 4 town. So the large banking network branches are there which are not selling any company product. If this open architect comes, then it will really open door to those customers with multiple banks selling multiple insurance companies product. So this will always be very good, and if it happens, it will be good for everyone.
Also, when we talk about the commissions, now that is something a talking point, whether we talk about mutual fund industry, whether we talk about more in insurance industry, and that is something which many of the retail investors want to know and sometimes quote misquote on that. Now in that recently Reserve Bank of India has given an observation in financial stability report that that commissions needs to be checked upon. Not saying more or less, but that check needs to be there. How do you think the solutions can be arrived for that?
See, it's a long-term product, and insurance selling is not an easy selling. It's a tough selling. And most of the agents works on a variable cost. So rationalization of commission will always be welcome, and a lot of discussions are happening at the industry level. But the fact remains is, if we recruit 100 agents, only 10 agents work. And in the 10 agents, only 3 agents continue this as a career for say next 10 years. Because one, the awareness of the product is low. The second is selling is tough. Because it's a known fact that nobody wants to talk for death.
Right.
Where life insurance is there for a life. So it's a welcome move, but again, it needs to be really thought through that how we should do. I'm a firm believer that it's a golden triangle. The customer, the distributor, and the company. There has to be a fine balance between the three. If that is there, I think it will be good for everyone. And as I said, the potential is huge. India is a market, this is an industry opened in 2000. And this is the only industry which is growing at a 15% CAGR year after year.
Right.
And even for the next 20 years also, the growth trajectory will remain the same. So there's a huge potential, and a lot of work needs to be done, especially on the fintech and AI. All that work is required. And I think government should look more tax things for this particular industry. And as I said, more stable regime we need to have, because insurance is a long-term bet.
Definitely, and long-term planning needs to be there. One of the other issues, if I talk about in the insurance industry, has been mis-selling. Now, this is also pointed out by Finance Minister earlier, especially for banks, that you need to tell the customer before selling it. What do you think can be a mechanism where customer is informed properly and the insurance product is also sold because it may be the need of the hour?
See, a lot of work industry has done in this, especially on this mis-selling. The customer is definitely informed. The proposal form is filled up by the customer. Every aspect of the policy is told to the customer. After selling, a call also goes to the customer, and we call that as a welcome call, where we verify everything from the customer. Post that only the policy is sold. And even after the policy is generated, there is a 15 days free look-in period.
Right.
If the customer is having any reservations or objections, or he feels that this is not the product which he is looking for, he can always write to the company and take his money back. So these are the measures which is already taken. I'm not saying these are enough. As industry evolve, we have to do more, because at the end of the day, we should sell the right product to the right customer.
Talking about Shriram Life Insurance Company per se, what is the next 3-year growth strategy for you?
See, if you see, we are around now 20 years old company. And as I said, the DNA of Shriram Group is that we are a Aam Aadmi company, where the industry average premium is around 80,000 rupees.
Right.
Our average ticket size is 25,000. Every second policy we sell is a rural policy. If you see our growth journey, among the policies, we are among the top 7 life insurance company in India. Other thing which we have is our growth journey of last 3 years. When the industry has grown by 15%, we have grown by 40%. And for the next 3 years, we have similar plan. 40% may be a little high, but we can easily aim for around 25 to 30%. So by 2030, our vision is that we want to be among the top 5 life insurance companies on number of policies. And we want to be among the top 10 life insurance company on premium.
All right, Mr. Jain, thank you so much for taking out time and talking to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.